Chapter 41 Accepting the Invitation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The disciples of the Yi family gathered in the main hall, but the middle-aged man shook his head after taking one look. // calmed that he pointed at Xianxia and said, "This disciple is just okay. But he is not the person I am looking for." Then he asked, "Among the younger generation of disciples of the Yi family, are these the strongest?" That the clan leader gritted his teeth and agreed, "Yes." That the middle-aged man also frowned when he heard this. How could the 19th guard be wrong? That he was quite depressed this time. He went to Mo's house first, but Mtlnovel disappeared. "Now that I have come to Ye's house, I can't find anyone." He was about to leave when he suddenly found that the Yi family disciples in front of him were all looking at the patriarch in confusion. Obviously he was doubting why the clan leader said that. His heart moved, and he couldn't help but ask Xianxia directly, "Are you the strongest among the disciples in the clan?" That Xianxia is arrogant. He is not the strongest, so he will naturally not admit it, but he couldn't say it, because if he said it, he would expose the patriarch's words, so he suppressed it until his face turned red and he didn't say a word. The middle-aged man understood immediately. But he couldn't figure out why the Yi family wanted to hide the genius when they knew he was from the Tianyun prince's palace. What kind of misunderstanding is there? At this time, the ancestor's voice came from the hall. "Yuanji, take the guest to see Lu Yun. As for the way forward, it is his fate." "Yes." The clan leader sighed and agreed, so everyone led the way, leading the middle-aged man towards the back mountain. Lu Yun has been practicing since he arrived at the back mountain. It's just that he is not blindly pursuing realm, but is improving in blood, soul, artistic conception and other aspects. He just happened to take a bloodline pill today, and he felt that the power of the bloodline in his body was increasing again. This is the third time this month that he has raised his bloodline's awakening level. In the past few times, one bloodline pill was enough, but now it seems that one bloodline pill is not powerful enough. So he quickly took another pill. Not long after, the blood power in his body exploded, and the red light in the blood began to run wildly along the blood. There was not much movement in the bloodline breakthrough. But the explosive blood pressure spread to all directions in an instant. Although he was quickly restrained into his body, the heart-stopping feeling was still felt by everyone who came. Xianxia also followed. Feeling this pressure at this moment, I couldn't help but sigh in my heart. Junior brother, what technique did he practice? It's so powerful. I'm being pushed further and further away from him. That the middle-aged man's eyes lit up and he immediately flew over. Seeing that Lu Yun was still practicing, he didn't bother him. He also signaled everyone to wait quietly. After Lu Yun had completely consolidated the blood power in his body, he stood up and punched the ground in the air. A blast of infuriating energy, with a roar and sparks of electricity, hit the ground, blasting a large crater out of the ground with a wisp of black smoke. "Well, that's right, the power of the bloodline is getting stronger and stronger." That Lu Yun nodded with satisfaction. Only then did his consciousness notice the people outside the formation. Seeing that the clan leader and others were there, he ducked out of the formation and saluted the clan leader. The patriarch was startled. He asked in surprise, "How did you get out?" That Lu Yun also smiled awkwardly. "I was so happy that I forgot about it. I found a loophole in the formation and have cracked it. You can come out at any time, but people outside can't get in." That only then did the clan leader realize that this formation had always been in vain for Lu Yun. But this was obviously not the time to pursue this matter, so he hurriedly introduced the middle-aged man to Lu Yun. The middle-aged man introduced himself. "I am the 8th-ranked palace guard of Tianyun Palace. My name is Lu Wei." Lu Yun couldn't help but change his expression when he heard that he was from Tianyun Prince's mansion. "I wonder what Senior Lu Wei wants to do when he comes to see me?" he asked while seeing that the clan leader's expression was not very good. I couldn't help but feel a chill in my heart. "Is it because you came to settle accounts with me because of Xianxia?" Lu Wei also noticed the change in Lu Yun's expression. He immediately said, "Do you have any misunderstandings about Tianyun Palace? I have no hostility towards you. I came here this time because I heard that there is a genius disciple. He is a talent. I want to ask you if you are willing to enter Tianyun Palace. If it were in the past, if the clan leader heard that the Tianyun Palace was coming to recruit disciples, he would have jumped high to send the people over, but now, everyone was indifferent after listening to Lu Wei's words. He even showed a hint of regret. The Tianyun prince's mansion was affiliated to the great Zhou dynasty and was in charge of 9 counties. Their Fengyang city is just an inconspicuous small town in one of the counties. The prince of Tianyun Palace is even more loved by the people because he cares for the people. The golden armored guards he commanded became famous far and wide because of their superior combat effectiveness. Aren't you here because of Yi Qingyun's affairs? Yi Luyun asked directly. Who is Yi Qingyun? Lu Wei asked in shock. Yi Qingyun was a disciple in my Yi mansion. He used the name of Tianyun Prince's mansion to exercise authority and was abolished by me. He also entered Tianyun Prince's mansion, but he was just a handyman. Yi Luyun was not afraid at all. However, the hegemony in his body is improving little by little. Although this Lu Wei gave him an unfathomable feeling, the aura he exuded was that of a martial artist in the late stage of the true Yuan realm. But if the other party is an enemy, then he has nothing to fear. Only then did Lu Wei understand why the Yi family was so secretive. It turned out to be because of this. Feeling the hostility in Yi Luyun, he laughed and said, so it's because of this. Then he explained to Yi Luyun, the Tianyun Palace recruits talents every year to add fresh blood to the Jinjiawi. When everyone first arrives, they will be arranged to be trained in the preparation camp. Only qualified elites will be selected into the guard and hold important positions. Even us, the prince's personal palace guards, all came from the reserve camp. We provide absolutely fair training conditions to every potential candidate. Of course there is competition. In fact, the competition in your family is very similar. Some people are not talented enough and don't work hard in cultivation, so they will naturally be eliminated. As for those who are cheating under the banner of Tianyun Palace, once they are discovered by us, they will be severely punished. The Tianyun Palace will never retaliate against such a person. Otherwise, how can Tianyun Palace gain a foothold? How could he be respected by so many people? Yi Luyun, the clan leader, and the elders all looked at each other, wondering whether what he said was true or false. Lu Wei also knew that it would be difficult to change their views for a while. So he said, as for whether it is true or false, you will know when you get there. This is the token to enter the Jinjiawi preparatory camp. With it, you can enter the preparatory camp directly without passing the test, but if you're worried about competition and don't dare to go, that's fine. Yi Luyun nodded and took the token, thus agreeing to Lu Wei. He felt that this should be an opportunity for him to get out of Fengyang City. Lu Wei asked again, do you want to go back with me, or do you want to rush there by yourself? After Yi Luyun thought for a while, he replied, I'll go by myself, just so I can get some experience on the way. He still doesn't trust this Lu Wei very much. No. The clan leader interrupted, the city lord's mansion has been watching you. They will definitely send someone to intercept and kill you. That's just right, just take it as a test for me. Yi Luyun said confidently. Lu Wei also appreciated this domineering attitude very much and said with a smile, in 1 month's time, Tianyun Palace will have an entry competition in Tianyun County. Then the selected people will enter the preparation camp together. I estimate that if you ride a horse, you should be able to reach the county seat in half a month. Although you don't have to participate in the competition, you should try not to be late and try to enter the camp with them. Okay. Yi Luyun nodded in agreement. Chapter 42 Chase All the Way. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lu Wei said goodbye to Yi Luyun and the others and left the Yi family. 520 official website. However, after he left the city for a tour, he returned secretly. He wanted to protect Yi Luyun secretly and not let him be killed by his enemies. He had already missed Mo Tianheng this time, and he couldn't let anything happen to Yi Luyun again. Just relying on Yi Luyun's burst of bloodline power, he knew that Yi Luyun was the person the prince was looking for, and he would definitely have a bright future. Although he didn't see Yi Luyun fight, he could see the depth with just that punch. A warrior at the 8th level of body refining is able to release true energy. The power of one punch is also close to the peak of the 3rd level of true energy. This is definitely a genius that only happens once in a century. Yi Luyun also went directly back to the Qi Hall to say goodbye to Feng Wanru. Auntie, I've always wanted to go out and explore. Now there are several opportunities to go to Tianyun Prince's mansion. I want to go and see it. That's fine. It's time for you to go out and practice. Feng Wanru was rarely serious at this moment. There was also a strange light shining in his eyes. Auntie. I will pick you up after I settle there. I don't want to be separated from you for too long. I have strength now, and I will protect you in the future. Yi Luyun said with a smile. Silly boy. Although Feng Wanru cursed, her eyes were full of tenderness, unlike her usual indifferent feeling. What? You don't believe it? Shall I show you my strength? Yi Luyun said, about to show it off. If you don't believe me, don't show off. But you have to be careful, keep a hand in everything, keep a trump card for yourself, and don't expose it all. Especially the power of your bloodline, lest others try to take advantage of you. Don't forget what I told you, the world outside is dangerous. Feng Wanru also gave him a lot of instructions for the first time, then turned her body away, raised her hand and wiped it on her face. Yi Luyun suddenly discovered that Feng Wanru had actually put on the bracelet he had given her. So he became excited again, and Barabla kept talking to Feng Wanru. He talked about how he misunderstood Lu Wei, how he agreed to him, and then talked about a lot of his recent progress in cultivation. Feng Wanru listened quietly, rarely interrupting him because she found him annoying. While listening, she looked at him carefully, as if trying to remember his appearance. Suddenly Feng Wanru also realized that the handsome young man in front of her was already able to stand alone. Not only did he laugh with joy, and her smile made Yi Luyun lose his mind for a while. Auntie, your smile is so captivating. Yi Luyun praised sincerely. You brat, you're so brave, you dare to tease me. Feng Wanru pretended to be angry. How dare I tease you? What I said is true. Yi Luyun explained hurriedly. Feng Wanru smiled. Well, since you are leaving, I won't fuss with you. Stop nagging me and get ready. Okay. Yi Luyun then left Qitang and went to Wanbao Pavilion to say goodbye to Liang Shui. He first took out the elixirs he had saved during this period and bought some medicinal materials. Then he talked about business with Liang Shui. Your decision is right. There are only some bastards like Yi Qingyun. The Tianyun Palace is not as unbearable as you think. As far as I know, that prince is good to the people, and his golden armor army is also very disciplined. Fortunately, you didn't miss this opportunity. Liang Shui said affirmatively. If you say that, I feel more relieved. Yi Luyun was completely relieved after hearing this. When are you leaving? Do you need to prepare anything before leaving? Liang Shui asked. There is nothing to prepare. I came today to say goodbye to you. If I come back in the future, I will definitely come to see you. If nothing unexpected happens, I will leave tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. Yi Luyun said. Liang Shui did not show any sadness at parting. She just said to Yi Luyun, there is also a Wanbao Pavilion in the county. If you want to sell elixirs and buy medicinal materials, just go there with the purple card. Yeah. But I'm leaving. Why don't I find you a little sad? Yi Luyun asked curiously. Liang Shui smiled slyly, and then said seriously, you have a better future. It's too late for me to be happy for you, so why should I be sad? Before you leave, can I give you another gift? Okay. What kind of gift? Yi Luyun did not refuse anyone who came. Liang Shui asked Yuer to get a map and give it to Yi Luyun. Although a roadie like you may not be able to understand it, it's better than nothing. And I suggest you set off early to avoid taking the wrong path and wasting time. Yi Luyun had a dark look on his face, but he still put the map away. He felt that what Liang Shui said made sense. Then, Yi Luyun went to buy a lot of seasonings, food, and clothes, and said goodbye to Yuer before leaving Wanbao Pavilion. Yi Luyun was ready. He imprinted the map into his mind that night and set off early the next morning. Before departure, his aunt gave him a letter and asked him to read it after entering the Tianyun palace. Is this some clever plan? Yi Luyun didn't think much, put the letter away, galloped out of the city with his horse and whip raised. Feng Wanru kept watching him until his back disappeared, then returned to the instrument hall with wet eyes. Yi Luyun was going to Tianyun County and had to pass through Weiyang County. So he took advantage of the fact that the road ahead was familiar and urged the horse to run faster. Near noon, he suddenly stopped to rest. When he dismounted, an imperceptible smile flashed across his lips. The guards of the city lord's mansion really haven't given up yet. There is a dense forest ahead, and the road passes through the middle of the dense forest, which is a good place for an ambush. He tied the horse to the roadside and walked into the dense forest. After a while, the figure disappeared, but in the dense forest ahead, several men in black looked at the leader, waiting for his instructions. The leader was also wondering, had this kid discovered them? It shouldn't be possible. But why was it such a coincidence that he stopped in front of them? So he made a gesture, and the two men in black chased in the direction where Yi Luyun disappeared, but half a day passed, and there was no movement at all. The two men in black never came back. No. They must have been discovered. The leader noticed something strange and directed all the men in black to surround Yi Luyun. Soon, they discovered two bodies dressed in black. It was the two men he sent earlier. At this time, he suddenly heard the sound of arrows piercing the sky. Before he could utter a warning, one of them was hit by an arrow and fell from the tree. He immediately called everyone over, only to find that there were 5 fewer people on his side. Damn! This kid is actually an archer. Everyone gather together, keep a certain distance, and don't separate. As soon as he finished speaking, another sound broke through the air. Poof! The person on the far right was hit by an arrow and fell to the ground. Right side. Come up together. He immediately ordered everyone to rush to the right side, but at this time, another person on the left was hit by an arrow. What's going on? Is there more than one person? Now all the men in black became worried. Poof! Ah! 2 voices sounded, and the last man in black screamed before he died. A burst of true energy penetrated his chest directly from the back. We are ambushed. And more than one person is ambushing us. All the men in black thought so at the same time. Retreat. The leader of the men in black gave the order, and everyone wanted to run out of the dense forest. Yi Luyun followed closely behind, using his consciousness to lock onto the man in black one after another, and then shot arrows randomly from left to right. Anyway, it's all locked by his spiritual consciousness, and his arrows can track the target on their own. So to these men in black, it looked like someone was shooting arrows at them from different directions. Finally, when he saw that there were not many people left, he started coming directly. In the end, only 5 of the more than 20 men in black escaped from the dense forest. They didn't dare to delay and ran away after leaving the dense forest. Chapter 43, Rescue. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yi Luyun did not continue to chase, but mounted his horse and continued on his way, and Lu Wei, who had been following him, couldn't help but marvel at Yi Luyun's archery skills. I didn't expect this boy's archery skills to be so good. Seeing that Yi Luyun had already run some distance away, he gathered his energy and chased after him. That night, Yi Luyun led his horse into a small town. This is the bad thing about riding a horse. Although the person is not too tired, the horse needs to rest. So he found an inn and let the horses rest for the night. He ordered some food first, ate and drank enough, and then went back to his room to rest after it was completely dark. He knew that the guards of the city lord's mansion would not let him go easily, so he didn't want to rest at all. After entering the room, he left the smaller black python in the corner of the room, jumped out of the window and hid in the dark. Before midnight, more than 20 guards in black appeared around the inn. However, the realm of these guards is the same as during the day. Unlike before, they were all high-level warriors. Among these guards, the leader is a warrior of the 3rd level of True Yuan, 2 of the 2nd level of True Yuan, 4 of the 1st level of True Yuan, and the rest are all of the 9th level of body refining. It seems that the power of the city lord's mansion has been weakened a lot recently. Even the 9th level of body refining has been sent out. Yi Luyun felt a little funny. Are these people also trying to kill me? But he was not stupid enough to kill directly. He is not afraid of fighting alone, but if he faces the siege of so many people, he will definitely suffer. After that, he watched a second-level True Yuan warrior cooperate with 3 first-level True Yuan warriors. The second-level True Essence warrior broke in through the window. A first-level True Essence warrior stood guard under the window, one on the roof, and one at the door, but after waiting for a long time, there was no movement in the room. The warrior of the second level of True Essence did not come out again. The leader realized that something was wrong, but was unwilling to evacuate. With a wave of his hand, the 3 people guarding outside entered the room at the same time, but after entering, they made no movement and never came out again. The leader felt cold and immediately called the others to retreat. No one noticed that, taking advantage of the darkness, black air floated out from the broken room. After they withdrew, the black energy was sucked back into the room, and then a small black snake jumped out and wrapped itself around Yi Luoyun's arm. Yi Luoyun did not go back to the room, but directly chased the group of men in black. His eyes activated the phantom pupil technique, seeing the night as if it were day, and he saw a group of men in black running in front of him from a distance. He wasn't in a hurry, he just followed behind to see what they wanted to do. These men in black ran up to a man in black who was at the 4th level of true energy before stopping. They bowed and said something, as if reporting to the leader. Yi Luoyun carefully moved closer to the area that his consciousness could cover, then stopped and listened to what they said. After this period of practice, his spiritual consciousness can now detect more than 700 meters. With the cover of darkness, as long as you are careful, you won't be discovered by these people. At this time, the black-clothed leader said to the 2 black-clothed men at the 3rd level of true energy, "Since these methods don't work, let's disguise ourselves and assassinate him personally. Figure out where he will stay next time, and I will take action myself. You 2 cooperate." Yes. Everyone agreed, and then they all dispersed. That Yi Luoyun memorized the appearance of these people, and then quietly followed a few men in black who were at a lower level. After walking far away, Yi Luoyun took action and got rid of those men in black. Now that he is in the dark, he can solve each one by one. Then, he chased the other men in black. In one night, he quietly eliminated more than a dozen men in black, all of whom were at the 9th level of body refining. He didn't return to the inn until dawn. After leaving some money to compensate the boss for repairing the house and ordering some food, he continued on his way. Although he knew the guard's plan, he did not take it lightly along the way. Who knows if these guys might change their minds on the fly. Several times he felt a tail chasing him. He chased him several times, but failed to catch up, so he simply ignored him and let him follow. See what tricks these people can do. Lu Wei, who was following him, was also secretly surprised. This kid was too alert, and he was discovered several times. Fortunately, Yi Luoyun's level was not high, otherwise he would have really caught up with him. However, after Yi Luoyun chased back a few times, he made a slight turn, and his road-crazy habit occurred again. Wrong way again. Lu Wei, who was following him, thought he was trying to avoid the pursuit in front of him, so he followed him without any suspicion. As they walked, Yi Luoyun also discovered something was wrong, because the road became narrower and narrower, and it didn't look like a road leading to a town. He also realized that he had gone the wrong way, and immediately turned his horse to go back. Lu Wei, who was following him, couldn't help shouting that he had been fooled. This guy is actually a road idiot. But Yi Luoyun was delayed in going back and forth like this, and he was destined to sleep in the wilderness at night. So he had to find a place at the foot of a hill with lush green grass, put the horse on the grass, and let it rest overnight. And he himself was leisurely barbecuing and drinking, which made Lu Wei very angry. After eating and drinking, Yi Luoyun tied the horse, jumped to a big tree, and rested. Not long after it got dark, Yi Luoyun's consciousness spotted a group of warriors passing by not far from him, holding torches. Those people were not at a high level, so they obviously didn't notice him. The leader was a burly man who was at the 2nd level of the true essence and had a loud voice. He shouted to everyone, "Brothers, we are going to have meat tonight. Except for Zhu Wushuang, who is reserved for the boss, the other women will belong to whoever grabs them." Then, everyone cheered. With the second master taking action, Zhujia village is destined to be unable to escape our grasp. That's right, We will definitely wipe out the Xianxia village tonight and avenge the third leader's family, a group of people shouted, and their voices gradually faded away. It turned out to be a group of robbers who were going to plunder the village. Since I encountered them, I can't ignore them. Thinking of this, Yi Luyan directly mounted his horse and followed the group of robbers. After walking for about an hour, Yi Luyan saw a small village in front of him with a few flashing lights. He immediately tied up the horse, performed the volley technique, and galloped towards the village. The robbers didn't use any strategy, they shouted and rushed directly to the village. Some villagers also rushed out of the village, but most of them were ordinary people. Even if some were cultivators, they were only at the 5th or 6th level of body refining. The person who led the villagers to resist the robbers was a woman wearing tight clothes and holding 2 swords. However, she was only at the 8th level of physical training and was definitely no match for these robbers. Yi Luyan took out his bow and arrow while running, shot down the few robbers who rushed at the front, and saved some villagers. The robbers also stopped when they noticed someone was shooting cold arrows, and those desperate villagers seemed to see hope. Who dares to interfere with our affairs in Heian village? The burly man in charge shouted. Yi Luyan's figure had already flashed in front of the villagers. Kill your people. He had nothing to say to these villains, so he directly drew his knife and killed the robbers. The 2 first-level robbers attacked Yi Luyan together, but were killed by him with a knife. As soon as the second master saw Yi Luyan taking action, he knew that he was no match and immediately called for everyone to leave, but Yi Luyan didn't want to let them go. Otherwise, when he leaves and these guys come back, the village will suffer, so he immediately chased after them, killing all the robbers like he was chopping melons and vegetables. Everyone in the village was dumbfounded. Then the villagers reacted and started cheering. Chapter 44: A gang fights to the end. You are listening at novelfull.audio. However, the woman was wary of him and asked about his origins. He can also understand this. He explained how he heard that the robbers were coming to loot the village. Did you shoot those arrows just now? The woman asked. Exactly. Yi Luyan replied. Where are your bows and arrows? The woman obviously didn't believe it. Yi Luyan had no choice but to take out the ice moon bow from the storage ring and shoot an arrow before she believed it. She glanced at Yi Luyan's storage ring, obviously very curious. At this time, an old man rushed over and thanked Yi Luyan. I am the village chief here. Thank you, master, for saving the lives of our entire village. After speaking, he bowed deeply to Yi Luyan to express his gratitude. Then he said, but young master, let's go quickly. Otherwise, when the bandit leader comes, it will be difficult for us to resist him. Yi Luyan also didn't expect that he would be driven away even though he had done a favor. At least let yourself rest for a night before leaving. What state is the bandit leader in? Yi Luyan asked. 4th level of true energy. You are no match for me. The woman said calmly. You ask someone to take me to the bandit's lair. You don't need your people to follow me in. I'll go in and solve the problem myself. If it can't be solved, it's not too late for you to escape. Yi Luyan said to them, now that we have taken action, we must help others to the end. Otherwise, the help will be half-hearted, but it will make these people homeless. The woman was also shocked and confirmed with him again. Are you sure you want to help us fight against the bandit leader? Yi Luyan nodded and said, yes. Help people to the end. After that, he returned to his horse and waited for someone to show him the way. Of course, these villagers did not want to leave their hometown, so they were willing to let Yi Luyan give it a try. Finally, the woman gritted her teeth and decided, okay. I'll take you there. Just ask someone who knows the way to take me there. It's okay. Don't you need me to fight? I'll bring you back and come back. The woman said. Okay. Yi Luyan also agreed. Anyway, he was just leading the way. When Yi Luyan saw her walking away, he asked, there are no horses in the village. How can such a small village have such luxury? Zhu Wushuang smiled awkwardly and continued walking forward. Yi Luyan immediately jumped off the horse. Let me give you this horse. My speed is okay. If you are not too fast, I can catch up with you. With that said, He threw the reins to the woman was not polite, mounted her horse and left. After walking far away, she stopped, dismounted and handed the reins to Yi Luyun. My name is Zhu Wushuang, thank you for your great kindness. I have offended you so much just now, please forgive me. The villagers didn't know the difference in the realm of true energy, so they let the young master take the risk. But Wushuang cannot harm his benefactor. So, young master, you'd better leave directly. When I go back, I will ask the village chief to lead everyone to move out immediately. Yi Luyun was stunned when he heard this, and he thought highly of Zhu Wushuang. This woman seemed cold to others, but she was still very kind-hearted. Then he smiled and said, I appreciate Miss Wushuang's kindness. It seems that I did not save the wrong person, but I'm not kidding with my life. Don't worry, I'm sure I can fight against the 4th level of true energy. This. Zhu Wushuang obviously didn't believe it. So he was not moved by Yi Luyun's words. It seems you want me to prove it to you again. Yi Luyun smiled and released the black python from the ring. Zhu Wushuang immediately became happy when he saw the black python's aura, then she said awkwardly, I hope you don't have the same experience as me. I was really worried that something would happen to you just now. Let's go. Yi Luyun said and handed the reins to Zhu Wushuang. On the way, the two also started chatting. I see there aren't many experts in your village. How could you provoke these robbers? Yi Luyun asked. Zhu Wushuang sighed and said, how dare we mess with them? We usually have to pay them protection fees every month. But their 3rd village leader came to our village to do mischief and was killed by me in anger, so they just come to take revenge. They make a living by robbing you? Yi Luyun was a little curious. It seems that such a small village cannot afford to spend much money to support so many robbers. Zhu Wushuang explained, of course not. They mainly make money by catching ferocious beasts and selling them to the beast control pavilion in the county. The nearby small villages cannot afford much protection fees. Not long after, the two came to the robbers' lair. Yi Luyun asked Zhu Wushuang to hide while he dealt with the robbers himself. Zhu Wushuang wanted to fight with her, saying that she could help him deal with some minions. Yi Luyun thought for a while and felt that there was no big problem, so he agreed. Yi Luyun released his spiritual consciousness and explored the robbers' lair. This bandit's nest is like a mansion and can accommodate nearly 100 people, but there are only about 30 robbers inside at the moment. He first took out his bow and arrow, shot all 4 secret sentries to death, and then walked directly to the bandits' lair. Most of the robbers inside were not sleeping, but were waiting for the group of robbers to return. Boss, why hasn't the second boss come back yet? Asked one of the minions. It should be soon. There are still women who need to be escorted back, so it may be slower. Said a one-eyed middle-aged man. This man had a sinister look on his face and was full of evil spirits. At first glance, he looked like he had blood on his hands. He can't come back. A cold voice suddenly sounded, scaring the robbers. The one-eyed leader was also startled, and picked up the big knife beside him. The other robbers also picked up their weapons and waited for battle. At this time, the figures of Yi Luyun and Zhu Wushuang appeared in front of the robbers. Who are you? You are at the 8th level of body refining, and you broke into our Black Cloud village. The one-eyed man was very nervous, but after seeing Yi Luyun's realm, he was relieved. 2 martial artists at the 8th level of body refining were not enough for him to kill. The other robbers saw that there were only 2 of them, and they also shouted unscrupulously. Leave the woman, and kill the man. Kill your people. Go down and reunite with your accomplices. Yi Luyun was too lazy to listen to the dirty words of these robbers, and directly released the black python to let him entangle the one-eyed man, and he took out the knife and started to kill those robbers. The robbers, who didn't even have the 3rd level of true essence, were naturally no match for him. He killed as many as rushed up. His sword intent was no longer the same as before. The domineering sword intent would make people lose the consciousness of resistance. Zhu Wushuang basically had no need to take action, and it was not her turn at all. After all these minions were dealt with, Yi Luyun asked the black python to raid the formation for him, and he wanted to experience the combat power of the 4th level of true essence. Yi Luyun released all his energy, even the power of his bloodline burst out, and fought with the one-eyed man. Both of them used swords, but Their swordsmanship was very different. The swordsmanship of the one-eyed man was tightly restrained by Yi Liuyan's sword intent, and he didn't show his strength at all. Even he himself didn't expect that he could fight the one-eyed man to a draw. However, it was also very difficult for Yi Liuyan to kill him. After all, the gap in realm was there. In the end, he used the soul sword to sneak attack and killed the one-eyed man. After killing the one-eyed man, Yi Liuyan breathed a sigh of relief. It seems that having many skills is good. There is always one thing that can catch the enemy by surprise. Yi Liuyan decided that he would not use his soul sword skill easily unless it was a life-or-death situation. Instead, he would use this skill as a trump card to give the enemy a fatal blow at a critical moment. Chapter 45 Refuse to Thank You. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yi Liuyan fought with the one-eyed robber, while Zhu Wuxuang watched with horror. //NCOM. She had no choice but to imagine how a martial arts cultivator at the 8th level of body refining could fight against a martial cultivator at the 4th level of true energy. Although she also knew that Yi Liuyan's sword skills were very strong, she had never been exposed to the sword intention and did not understand the suppression of the sword skills by the sword intention. Moreover, the method Yi Liuyan used to kill Du Yan in the end was very strange. So she felt that Yi Liuyan must have other methods. Yi Liuyan didn't pay much attention. After cleaning up all the robbers, he began to find the robbers' treasure room. Now that I'm here, I can't come in vain. I still have to collect the spoils. These robbers have accumulated property for many years, including more than 300,000 low-grade crystals alone, and another 50,000 for medium-grade crystals. There are even some unusual herbs. There were also some elixirs, weapons, and a few Huang-level high-grade and top-grade exercises inside, and he also put them away. He has no use for these things and plans to leave them to the villagers for self-protection after he returns. Get rich, get rich. He was worried that he was short of crystal stones. He didn't expect to get so much at once. It seems that the business of taming animals is very profitable. These robbers are so rich just by catching ferocious beasts. Yi Liuyan muttered to himself, there are 2 colored crystals near the crystal. One red and one blue. Are special fire crystals and crystals. This is exactly the material Yi Liuyan will need for future body training. These robbers are quite capable. I don't know where they got this crystal stone from. What caught Yi Liuyan's attention the most was a piece of dark ore. Yi Liuyan felt that the ore exuded a mysterious aura, which he had never been exposed to before. He reached out to grab it, but found that the ore was much heavier than other ores. Yi Liuyan didn't have time to compare it one by one with the refining information in his mind. He put the ore away first and studied it later. Zhu Wuxuang thought Yi Liuyan had taken everything away. But she had no problem with it. Yi Liuyan can help them eliminate the robbers, and he is already their great benefactor. Besides, she didn't help at all, and she didn't care if it wasn't given to her. Thinking that my village would be safe and that I no longer had to pay protection fees, I couldn't help but feel better. The 2 of them returned the same way. On the way, Zhu Wuxuang wanted Yi Liuyan to ride with her several times, but she never said it. Looking at Yi Liuyan at this moment, he couldn't help but blush. Just now, Yi Liuyan was killing everyone. His majesty and domineering attitude made her fall in love with him. The villagers gathered at the entrance of the village and looked forward to it. Seeing them coming back, I hurriedly ran over to ask. After learning the situation, everyone cheered. Everyone let Yi Liuyan into the village. As soon as the village chief heard that he was going to Tianyun Prince's mansion and that he came from a big family, he was even more warmly received. Arranged the best room for him to rest. Yi Liuyan, on the other hand, gave the village chief the skills, weapons, and elixirs he had just captured. The village chief was so excited that he didn't know what to say and kept thanking him. Zhu Wuxuang did not expect Yi Liuyan to be so generous and give them so many things. Looking at Yi Liuyan's eyes, he admired him even more. Yi Liuyan didn't take it too seriously and went back to rest. He did not sleep peacefully. He hasn't slept since he left Fengyang City, and his consciousness is always under surveillance. For him, the best rest now is to take the condensing pill and cultivate his soul. And he didn't dare to concentrate on practicing. Not long after, Zhu Wuxuang came to see Yi Liuyan again. Master Yi. Are you asleep? Zhu Wushuang asked shyly outside the door. No, I'm practicing. Yi Luyun immediately opened the door and invited Zhu Wushuang into the room, but Zhu Wushuang reached back and closed the door. The village chief asked me to come. Zhu Wushuang said, blushing even more. Huh? Is something wrong? Yi Luyun couldn't help but ask when he saw her expression twisted. Zhu Wushuang bit her lips and took off her clothes as if she had made up her mind. And she seemed to come prepared, wearing nothing under her coat. His entire body was displayed directly in front of Yi Luyun. Yi Luyun was also confused. What kind of trick is this? But this girl is really well developed. When he was stunned, Zhu Wushuang had already crawled under the quilt. What are you doing? Yi Luyun asked in panic. The village chief said, you have given us so many things, let me repay you. Moreover, I hope you will take more care of our Zhujia village in the future. Zhu Wushuang said, biting her lip. Yi Luyun swallowed and suppressed the restlessness in his heart. He said to Zhu Wushuang, I can understand your feelings. But you really don't have to do this. As for taking care of you, that's out of the question. I'm just passing by and won't stay here. Does Mr. Yi look down on me? Does he dislike us being poor? It doesn't matter, I don't ask for any status. Yi Wushuang looked at Yi Luyun with tears in his eyes. Yi Luyun also calmed down completely. He said to Zhu Wushuang, if I dislike the poor and love the rich, why would I interfere in your village's business? Don't think too much. You go back and tell the village chief. I accept your wishes, but I really don't have the ability to take care of you. You now have the exercises and elixirs. If you want to be permanently safe, you can only rely on yourselves. In the world of martial arts, only when you are strong can you not be bullied. There is no use relying on others. Understand? Zhu Wushuang nodded, not sure if she really understood. Yi Luyun handed Zhu Wushuang's clothes to him and walked directly outside the room. After a while, Zhu Wushuang put on his clothes and walked out, saluted Yi Luyun, and left. It wasn't until Zhu Wushuang was far away that Yi Luyun let out a sigh of relief. Sit down cross-legged and concentrate. It took a long time to calm down. Early the next morning, he said goodbye directly and left Zhujia village. Lu Wei, who was following behind, found him even more pleasing to the eye. Good boy, I read you right. Qualified character. Zhu Wushuang watched him until his back disappeared. The village chief looked at Zhu Wushuang, who felt lost, shook his head and comforted him. Don't think about it. You two are destined to be in the same world. If you could stay with him last night, there is still a slight chance. Zhu Wushuang lowered his head and said nothing, but the back of a young man in bright clothes and an angry horse always appeared in his heart, and he couldn't get rid of it. In half a day, Yi Luyun arrived at the town ahead. This was supposed to be the place where he had stayed before, but after waiting all night, no one was seen, and the guards couldn't find him. They thought he had taken a detour, so they rushed to Wuyang County to stay on guard. Yi Luyun didn't stop much and continued on his way. 3 days later, he finally arrived at Wuyang County. Before he entered the city, he was discovered by the escorting spies. Yi Luyun's consciousness also discovered the spies following him. But he didn't care, and went straight to an inn to stay, booked a room, stored the horses, and walked out of the inn. It was still early at this time, and he estimated that the guards would not dare to take action during the day, as this was not their territory, so he wanted to take the opportunity to walk around the county town. After all, this was his first trip to such a big city. Chapter 46, Dealing with the Guards. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wuyang is the main city of Wuyang County. It is naturally larger and more prosperous than Fengyang City. These streets are full of traffic. This was Yi Luyun's first time coming to the county town. He soon saw Wanbao Pavilion on the street. Sure enough, there are Wanbao pavilions everywhere. But he had nothing to buy, so he didn't go in. Then he saw the nearby beast control hall. He had always been curious about this place, so he went in and took a look around. It turns out that this beast taming hall not only sells tamed ferocious beasts, but also rents them out. Most of the ferocious beasts for rent are transportation beasts, mostly birds, which are convenient for guests to use when traveling. This beast control hall has doors in various counties and cities. and can return ferocious beasts in other places. It's just that it's expensive. To rent a bird from here to Tianyun County, it costs at least 200 medium-grade crystal stones. This opened Yi Luoyun's eyes. I never thought there was such a business. No wonder Liang Shui looked so surprised when she knew he could control beasts. If you have time to catch a ferocious beast and tame it, you can save a lot of time and crystals. Why didn't I think of this before? After that, he went to a restaurant with many families. He had heard from his aunt before that the best way to get information was to go to a restaurant, where there were many people chatting. As expected, the people in the restaurant were chatty and chatting about everything. Why are the young masters from certain families jealous of the top star of Zuehong Mansion? What big case has happened recently? The most talked about thing is that a valuable treasure may have been born in the nearby Laming stream, causing the power of thunder and lightning to wreak havoc. Many mercenaries and warriors went to hunt for the treasure and died there. The power of thunder and lightning? My thunder fist needs this kind of power. He became more and more itchy as he listened, and finally made a decision. Now that you're here, don't miss it. Anyway, I have enough time, so I'll go take a look. So he asked the people around him about the route to Laming stream and prepared to go there to take a look, and the guard who was following him naturally saw it. Before he finished his meal, a middle-aged man came over and asked sincerely, "Brother, I see you are asking about the route to Lamingjian. Are you going there to hunt for treasure?" That Yi Luoyun glanced at him, wondering. This man is undoubtedly the leader of the guard. But isn't he at the 4th level of True Yuan? How did he become the 1st level of True Yuan? But when his consciousness glanced at a pendant worn around this man's neck, he immediately understood that this man was carrying a treasure that could change his realm. The so-called treasures are the same as weapons, but their functions are mostly auxiliary. Of course, there are also offensive treasures, but those are very rare. Yi Luoyun remained calm, pretending to be alert and asked, "Is something wrong?" The middle-aged man smiled and said, "To be honest, little brother, I also want to go to Lamingjian to hunt for treasures, but I heard that it is very dangerous there, so I want to find someone to go with me. I saw you were alone, so I came over to ask. Little brother, if you don't mind, how about we go together tomorrow? We can also take care of each other in case of danger." Yi Luoyun showed a clear expression and relaxed his guard. He agreed immediately and made an appointment with him on the time and place to meet. That's just right. It's much safer if you have a companion. I'll stay at the Xingyun Inn. I'll wait for you at the inn tomorrow morning and we'll set off together. Okay. See you tomorrow morning. The middle-aged man was very cheerful. After agreeing, he left directly. Yi Luoyun was secretly happy. It seems like you can have a good night's sleep. They probably won't do anything tonight. After he finished his meal, he went directly back to the inn to rest. Although he felt safe, he still released some spiritual consciousness when sleeping to prevent accidents. Nothing happened all night. Yi Luoyun slept until dawn. Wake up feeling refreshed in the morning. It feels good. He stretched out his waist and went out to have breakfast. Just after dinner, the middle-aged man came. So the two of them left the city together and rushed to Laming Stream on foot. Laming Stream is located in a dense forest 30 miles outside Weiyang County, not very far away. The middle-aged man has been taking the initiative to lead the way. Not long after entering the dense forest, Yi Luoyun became particularly cautious and called him to stop from time to time. "Brother. There seems to be movement ahead," Yi Luoyun said, hiding next to the middle-aged man, but after several times, it was all a false alarm. "Brother. You are too cautious." The middle-aged man laughed. This isn't my first time going out. It's better to be cautious." Yi Luoyun smiled coquettishly and continued to follow him. Seeing that they were approaching their ambush circle, Yi Luoyun said there was movement again and hid behind the middle-aged man. The man didn't take it seriously and opened his mouth to laugh at him. Unexpectedly, a dagger was inserted straight into his heart from his back, and it also carried the power of thunder and lightning. "You." The man turned around slowly and stared at Yi Luoyun. Yi Luoyun twisted his hand and pulled out the dagger. Asked, "How is it? Are you familiar with this dagger? How do you know?" The guard leader asked with his last strength. He never expected that such a careful plan would be discovered by a stupid kid, and his own life would be involved. TCH. You want to lie to me, but you're still far away. Yi Luyun said, reaching out and pulling the pendant from his neck. The guard leader didn't understand until his death how he was exposed. Well. A high-grade Huang-level treasure is worth some money. Then, he took off the middle-aged man's storage ring. Upon inspection, there were more than 100,000 low-grade crystal stones inside. It seems that all the funds for their group's activities are on this leader. The others don't have any money with them at all. Yi Luyun collected his storage ring, ignored the body, and continued to move forward. Without the threat of this fourth-level true essence guard, the others could just give him training, less than half an hour. With the help of the black python, all the guards fell to his sword. The reason why he used the knife was to save his energy for exploring the thunder stream, otherwise, he really wants to practice his heaven-cutting finger. It's just that Jie Tianji consumes too much energy, so now is not the time. Huh? Is there anyone else following me? Yi Luyun didn't go far when he found someone else following him, but he didn't know who it was. Yi Luyun frowned. This man's level is obviously much higher than mine. But he has never made a move. He must not be an enemy, otherwise I would have been dead. Thinking of this, he ignored it and continued deep into the thunder stream. Lu Wei was also depressed. If you continue to follow, you will be discovered by this kid sooner or later. What a freak, how come his consciousness is so strong? Yi Luyun walked deep into the dense forest for about half an hour when he heard bursts of thunder and hurriedly ran towards it. From a distance, he saw lightning, thunder, and dark clouds in a mountain stream. The entire dense forest was completely dark, but this couldn't stop his phantom at all. Instead, he speeded up, hoping to get rid of the people following him. He walked toward the mountain stream where there was the most thunder and lightning. As the thunder and lightning became more intense, his situation became more and more dangerous. Chapter 47 The Source of Thunder and Lightning. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This stinky boy, in order to get rid of me, he even wants his life. LV Wei was thrown further and further away by him, cursing in his heart, but there was nothing he could do. //NCOM if he showed up now, it would make Yi Luyun more suspicious. Suddenly, a lightning bolt struck Yi Luyun directly, shocking LV Wei. Oh no, I actually forced this boy to death. But the next scene shocked him even more. Yi Luyun was just stunned for a moment, then cursed and continued to move forward. This. LV Wei finally stopped and stopped following him. If he went forward, even he would be in danger. This kid. He shook his head helplessly and left the lightning area. The lightning just now did hit Yi Luyun. But the 10,000 gods' order in his sea of consciousness instantly absorbed the lightning, and the remaining power of the lightning attack was also resisted by Yi Luyun. The true energy in his body also has lightning attributes, so his body has patience. Not only that, he even felt that his lightning power was stronger because of this. Thanks to this Wanshan order, otherwise, would have been dead or skinned. Yi Luyun secretly rejoiced in his heart and became more curious about this Wanshan order. I don't know what other functions this Wanshan order has. Yi Luyun thought as he continued to walk in. He was no longer worried about being struck by lightning occasionally. Instead, he hoped that more lightning would strike him so as to increase his lightning power. When he walked to the central area of Laming Gorge, it was already densely covered with lightning, and he couldn't hide. The Wanshan order continued to absorb the power of lightning, and his own lightning power was gradually getting stronger. And the stronger his lightning power was, the faster it absorbed lightning power. At this time, Yi Luyun found that in the center of this piece of lightning, there was a small bead hanging in the air. This bead was also absorbing the power of lightning. The lightning within a radius of 10 feet was absorbed by this bead. So there was no lightning under the bead. If it continues to absorb like this, how much lightning power will this bead store? Yi Luyun exclaimed in his heart, trying to grab the bead with his hands. Before his fingers touched the bead, a bright lightning source power came towards him. This bright lightning source power, who knows how much lightning power is gathered, if it is struck by it, it will instantly turn into ashes. It's over. Yi Luyun felt cold in his heart. He was too careless, and dared to grab it directly with his hands. This time he is dead. At this critical moment, the 10,000 Gods order flashed directly from his sea of consciousness and blocked Yi Luyun, and the bright lightning source was actually directly absorbed by the 10,000 Gods order. The 10,000 Gods order was golden and directly wrapped up the bead also trembled, as if it had consciousness, trembling. Not long after, the 10,000 Gods order flashed and returned to Yi Luyun's sea of consciousness, and in his sea of consciousness there was also some more information about the bead. It turns out to be a thunder source pearl. It can absorb the power of thunder and lightning and transform it into a purer thunder source power. Yi Luyun knew what this pearl was, and this pearl seemed to be very afraid of the 10,000 Gods order. It was trembling all over and immediately agreed to recognize Yi Luyun as its master. This surprised Yi Luyun. This pearl is still conscious. And it recognized me as its master so easily, that Yi Luyun was very surprised. He also secretly thanked the 10,000 Gods order. If there was no 10,000 Gods order, he would be dead this time. This thunder source pearl was like a gift prepared for himself, and he easily took it. However, he was not in a hurry to put the pearl away, but let it absorb more thunder and lightning first. He also walked around to see if there were any treasures around. After a circle, he found a few thunder spirit grass. This thunder spirit grass also contains rich thunder and lightning power, which can be used to make thunder explosion pills. Not only can it increase the power of thunder and lightning, but it can also be used to attack enemies. Yi Luyun put away the thunder spirit grass and began to practice next to the thunder source pearl. His Xianyuan refining Qi Ju can absorb almost any energy. I wonder if he can transform this thunder and lightning power into true Qi. After a try, he was delighted. Xianyuan refining Qi Ju can transform the power of thunder and lightning, but it is just transforming it into Xuanqi. But it doesn't matter. It is all part of his true Qi. He just needs to know that it can make his true Qi stronger. So he sat down with peace of mind and began to practice. Xianyuan refining Qi Ju also gathered all the thunder and lightning power in his body and integrated it into the Xuanqi little by little. After more than an hour, his Xuanqi condensed the thunder and lightning power into a smaller source of thunder and lightning. Although the volume has changed, the power is greater. It has truly become a part of his Xuanqi and can be used like true Qi. In the future, his true Qi will automatically carry this thunder and lightning power. And with the source of thunder points, this power is inexhaustible. The source of lightning can not only absorb lightning, but also breathe lightning continuously. It's just that his source of lightning is relatively small, and it breathes lightning power relatively slowly. As his true Qi merged with the power of lightning, the quality improved, and his realm also broke through to the 9th level of body refining. Feeling the stronger power in his body, Yi Luyun tried to punch. With a whoosh, a stream of true Qi gushed out, carrying the power of lightning, sizzling, and blasted a big pit in the ground in the distance, and bursts of green smoke came out. This kind of power is more than double the power of the 8th level of body training. Yi Luyun was not only satisfied with the quality of his true energy, he was also very happy that he could release his true energy. Next, he continued to consolidate his realm for a while. The Lei Yuan pearl has almost been absorbed at this time. He was about to put away the thunder origin bead when his consciousness suddenly noticed that a girl who was 1 or 2 years younger than him walked into the thunder and lightning intensive area. She was wearing a green dress, holding a flower umbrella and a folding fan in her hand, walking very casually. The eyes are big and bright, the first level of true essence. Her flower umbrella should be a defensive treasure, but it can block thunder and lightning. Yi Luyun immediately judged this girl's strength, but those who can use the treasure are not ordinary people. Yi Luyun did not dare to be careless and immediately put away the Lei Yuan pearl to avoid causing trouble. At the same time, he pretended to be practicing and sat cross-legged on the spot. As soon as the thunder origin pearl was put into the storage ring by Yi Luyun, the power of thunder and lightning tended to weaken. It's just not very obvious and doesn't disappear all at once. After the little girl walked to the central area and saw Yi Luyun practicing in the middle of the thunder and lightning, she couldn't help but screamed, "Yeah!" Yi Luyun opened his eyes and stood up. "Who are you?" They both asked at the same time. The girls seemed to feel that the power of thunder and lightning was weakening, and thought it was caused by Yi Luyun stopping his practice. As if suddenly enlightened, he asked, "Did your practice cause this thunder and lightning?" Yi Luyun nodded pretendingly. Asked, "Why do you want to disturb my practice?" That the girl was also stunned, and then said, "I didn't mean to do it. They said there was some treasure here, which caused the power of thunder and lightning to wreak havoc. I just came to take a look, and I didn't know it was you who was practicing." Yi Luyun curled his lips and said disdainfully, "There are no treasures here. It's so close to the city. If there were treasures, they would have been taken away long ago." That when the girl heard this, she felt it made sense. "Sorry for interrupting your practice. Just continue, I'll leave right away," the girl said. Chapter 48 Mysterious Girl. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Forget it, I'm almost done practicing and I have to leave. After saying that, Yi Luyun walked out. He was also worried that more people would come soon and they would be in trouble if they targeted him. Unexpectedly, the girl actually caught up with him and walked out with him. "My name is Lei Ming, little brother, what's your name?" the girl asked. "Thunder. Is this a girl's name?" Yi Luyun asked doubtfully. "Well, my parents gave me this name, what can I do?" The girl named Lei Ming grinned awkwardly and showed two little tiger teeth. "My name is Yi Luyun." He didn't want to say more, he just wanted to leave this place of right and wrong as soon as possible to avoid being spotted. By the time they walked out of the thunder and lightning area, the power of thunder and lightning had become much weaker. Lei Mingjian returned to its usual appearance. Thunder put away the flower umbrella. Yi Luyun was about to say goodbye to her, but was surrounded by a group of true Yuan realm warriors. "Brother, it's this little witch who seduced our townhouse bear for no reason." One of them pointed at Lei Ming and said. The leader, a third-level warrior of true essence, came out and said to Lei Ming, "Little girl, I won't embarrass you. As long as you return the bear, I will let you go." "How about it?" Lei Ming's face darkened, and he said stubbornly, "He's talking nonsense. It's obviously him who sent the beast to bite me. How can he blame me? I've already killed that savage bear, and I can't give it back to you." The warrior snorted coldly. "In that case, I can only capture you and sell you back to pay the debt of the barbarian bear." "Do it." Following his order, several people rushed towards Lei Ming and Yi Luyun respectively. "Hey! It has nothing to do with me. I just met her, why are you here to catch me?" Yi Luyun shouted while dodging. He didn't want to cause any trouble with the local aristocratic families. "That's right. It has nothing to do with him. Brother Yi, leave quickly and I'll hold them back." Lei Ming also spoke for Yi Luyun. "I'll go. I don't know if this little girl is really stupid, or if she's deliberately trying to trick me." Yi Luyun cursed secretly in his heart and used his body shape to hide behind Lei Ming. He knew that as soon as he took action, it would never be separated from this matter. The leader was a little hesitant, but when he heard what Lei Ming said, he ordered, "Arrest them all." Upon seeing this, Lei Ming immediately opened his folding fan and slapped these people. Suddenly a burst of black mist rose from the ground, and several ferocious beasts appeared in the mist, roaring and killing those people. The few people who had just rushed over were torn apart by the ferocious beasts in an instant. These ferocious beasts are in the state of divine souls, not real entities, but their combat power is not weak, and they all have the strength of the first and second levels of true essence. "You dare to kill people from our county governor's mansion? Come together and kill these two brats for me." The leading man roared. Yi Luyun had never seen such a thing before, and while he was looking at it curiously, Lei Ming took his hand and ran back towards Lei Mingjian. "Run quickly, the beast soul is no match for them, they won't be able to stop them for long." The sheriff's mansion. Alas! I'm so unlucky. I just got rid of a city lord's mansion, and I got into trouble with a more powerful sheriff's mansion. Being pulled away by Lei Ming, Yi Luyun also knew that he was completely inseparable from the relationship. He was pulled by him to run in a daze. After running for a while, Lei Ming let go of his hand and said to him, "Run away before they catch up." "I'm really sorry for dragging you in," Yi Luyun said with a sad face. "Where are you going to run now? They have blocked the road. And, do you think they will let me go?" Upon hearing this, Lei Ming looked at Yi Luyan apologetically. I'm so sorry. It's all me who hurt you. Then let's continue running to Lei Ming's stream. However, Yi Luyan saw a hint of pride in Lei Ming's apology. I immediately had a bad feeling. This girl ran out on her own at such a young age and carried so many treasures with her. Her origins are definitely not simple, and she also used a fake name. Lei Ming Jian, Lei Ming, how could such a coincidence happen? How could a girl be called Lei Ming? She followed me, as if she had some purpose. I'd better keep my distance from her. Thinking of this, he decided not to follow this mysterious girl, so he asked, why are you running? Since they want to kill us, then if we are here, no one will know that it was us who killed them. Can you defeat a martial artist at the 3rd level of true energy? What level are you at? Lei Ming has always been a little confused about his level. Yi Luyan said, I am at the 9th level of body refining. You're only at the 9th level of body refining? Are you crazy? Run quickly, if they catch up, I may not be able to save you. Upon hearing this, Lei Ming lost his composure and pulled him up to run away again. Yi Luyan, however, waved his hand and shook off her pull. Said, why don't you believe me? I can really beat him. I've heard of people who can fight beyond the 4th level, but I've never heard of anyone who can fight beyond the 4th level. Lei Ming was a little unhappy, feeling that Yi Luyan had exaggerated his own strength too much. Let's do this. You run away first and I'll stop them. Is that okay? Yi Luyan said. Okay. Since you are seeking death, don't blame me for not caring about you when the time comes. Lei Ming stamped his foot and said no more, and they both discovered that those people were already chasing them, and if they ran now, they wouldn't be able to get very far. It's all this arrogant guy's fault for delaying his chance to escape. Lei Ming blamed Yi Luyan in his heart. But she didn't run away alone either. Why don't you run away? Are you running? The exits are blocked by us. Let's see where you can run. Seeing that they were not running away, the leading man was not in a hurry anymore. Since you insist on being my enemy, I won't be polite. Yi Luyan said, walking towards the leading man. A 2nd-level warrior next to him stepped forward to stop Yi Luyan with disdain. You are not worthy of taking action against our boss. Let me play with you. As he said that, he slapped Yi Luyan with his palm. Yi Luyan didn't even look at him and punched him. The power of thunder and lightning contained in it is much greater than before. Hi! Boom! The man was knocked away by Yi Luyan's punch, foaming at the mouth, and fell to the ground. Lei Ming on the side opened his mouth in shock. Isn't this kid hiding his realm? How could someone who was at the 9th level of body refining be able to knock down someone at the 2nd level of true energy with one punch? Yi Luyan continued to walk towards the leading man. Good boy, you have a few tricks up your sleeve. But this little bit of skill is not enough, the man said. His body flashed, he raised his hand and punched. The body techniques and techniques used were all low-grade Xian-level techniques. Lei Ming sweated for Yi Luyan when he saw the momentum of this punch. Yi Luyan didn't panic and punched him again. Both parties took a few steps back, but the man's hands kept trembling. The tingling sensation from being struck by lightning did not dissipate for a moment, but instead invaded his body and wreaked havoc. He needs to use his true energy to suppress it, but Yi Luyan didn't stop and punched him again. The man hurriedly parried and blocked another punch. Next, Yi Luyan punched him one after another. After 3 more punches, he finally couldn't resist and was knocked away by Yi Luyan's punch. What are you doing standing still? If you don't come together, stop him. After the man fell to the ground, he knew he was no match for Yi Luyan, so he immediately called for the others to come together. At the same time, he took out a transmission talisman and conveyed the message. Yi Luyan wanted to stop her, but was stopped by others. Immediately, he no longer held back, and his attacks became more and more ruthless. If we don't get rid of these people as soon as possible, I'm afraid someone will come to reinforce them soon. Chapter 49 Being Tangled Up. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lei Ming had completely stayed in place at this time. 520 official website that he can actually fight beyond the 4th level. She had already felt the aura on Yi Liuyan's body, which was definitely the 9th level of body refining. But fighting beyond the 4th level was beyond her imagination. As the sound of bang bang continued, within a short time, Yi Liuyan had knocked down all the people in the city lord's mansion, then he began to add punches to the injured but not dead. "You can't kill me. Do you know who I am?" the leading man shouted. "How dare you threaten me when you are about to die? If I don't kill you, are you waiting for you to bring someone to kill me? I don't care who you are. Anyone who wants to kill me must die." As he said that, he punched him. "I am the son of the county governor." With a pop, the man's sternum was shattered by a punch, and all his breath was gone. "Are they all dead? I didn't expect that you, who seemed so harmless to humans and animals, would turn out to be so cruel." Although Lei Ming said he was cruel, he didn't seem to be afraid at all. "We've already taken action, why are we so polite? Killing one person is no different than killing them all. They won't let us go anyway," Yi Liuyan said lightly. "Oh. What should we do now?" Lei Ming asked. "Run. Are you still here waiting for them to catch you?" Yi Liuyan put away the man's storage ring, and then ran out of Lei Ming's stream with Lei Ming. Before they could run out of the dense forest, they were surrounded by people from the sheriff's mansion again. "The ghost is really lingering. Since you are here to die, don't blame me for going on a killing spree." After saying that, Yi Liuyan rushed forward again. This time, Lei Ming was not idle either. While releasing the ghosts of several ferocious beasts to fight, she also used a claw technique to fight with the people of the sheriff's mansion. Yi Liuyan was fighting against 2 warriors of the 3rd level of true essence alone. He did not dare to be distracted and fought with all his strength. In the end, although he killed the 2 men, he was also hit with a palm. Fortunately, his immortal hegemonic body has strong defensive capabilities, which helps him offset a lot of attack power. But he still suffered some minor injuries and immediately swallowed a healing pill. Then he turned around and found that everyone else had been killed by Lei Ming alone. There are 2 true essence level 2 warriors inside. He couldn't help but glance at Lei Minggao again. This girl is not simple, she can't help but be very powerful and has many treasures in her hands. "Don't know what to do with me." Yi Liuyan calmly put away the storage rings on the 2 3rd-level true essence warriors. The people in the Wuyang County Sheriff's Mansion are much richer than the people in the City Lord's Mansion. 3rd-level true Yuan warriors have storage rings. Although the storage rings of these people do not have much space, each of them contains more than 100,000 low-grade crystals and several hundred medium-grade crystals. The princess's son is even richer. There are more than 300,000 low-grade crystals in the storage ring, and more than 50,000 medium-grade crystals. He did not carefully count other elixirs, weapons and other items, including Yi Liuyan's harvest in the robber's den. He now has more than 800,000 low-grade crystals and more than 100,000 medium-grade crystals. At least I don't have to worry about money for the time being. No wonder so many people become robbers. It's so easy to make money. Yi Liuyan was thinking wildly in his mind, but his feet were not slow at all, and he and Lei Ming continued to fly outward. After the 2 ran out of the dense forest, Lei Ming asked, "Where are we going?" "I'm going back to Wuyang City. You can do whatever you want. Say goodbye." With that said, Yi Liuyan walked towards Wuyang City, but Lei Ming caught up again. "After all, we have fought side by side. You are not so ruthless, are you? I don't have any money. After entering the city, can you treat me to a meal?" Yi Liuyan thought for a moment and said, "Then I'll give you some crystal stones, and you can eat them yourself. I have something else to do, so let's just say goodbye." But Lei Ming did not accept the spar he handed over, and instead asked him to treat him to dinner. Yi Liuyan had no choice but to be entangled by this little girl. He couldn't beat her or scold her, so he had to let her follow. As soon as they arrived at the city gate, they found that the people at the city gate were looking at them strangely. When they looked up, they saw a reward notice posted at the city gate, and the faces on the notice belonged to the 2 of them. The city gate fell silent instantly. Everyone looked at them, but no one dared to speak. They didn't understand why these two murderers who had bounties on their heads dared to come back. Did he come back to massacre the city? Here I go, it's only been a few hours, and I'm already being rewarded. Isn't the efficiency of Princess Wu Yang's mansion too high? Yi Luyun muttered. Who painted this? It made me look so ugly. Lei Ming cursed loudly. The people watching the excitement at the gate of the city were instantly frightened away. Yi Luyun rolled his eyes at Lei Ming. What kind of brain circuit does this girl have to think that other people's paintings are ugly? He ignored Lei Ming and immediately turned around and left. Hey, brother Yi, wait for me. We've been offered a reward, it's safer to go together. Lei Ming chased after him with a smile, not showing any worry at all. Not long after they left, many mercenary groups came out of the city and chased them in the direction they left. Yi Luyun walked towards the nearby mountains. Only hiding in deep mountains and dense forests can help him avoid tracking. Before they could enter the mountain, they were overtaken by a group of mercenaries. Both sides didn't say much and just started. After Yi Luyun and Lei Ming dealt with them, they plundered their belongings and hid in the mountains. In the next few days, the two of them began to flee continuously, fighting against mercenary groups almost every day. These mercenaries are also very good at tracking. As long as they leave a few clues, they can find them. Yi Luyun also gradually discovered that Lei Ming could also fight against the third level of true energy. The two of them join forces and can even fight against the fourth level of true energy. After Lei Ming tasted Yi Luyun's roasted beast meat once, he pestered him to eat barbecue every day. The two of them were discovered several times by the mercenary group just because of barbecue. I won't say anything about grilling today. I get caught every time. I have to take a break to avoid encountering experts. Yi Luyun was pestered by Lei Ming again and refused to give her barbecue. But we also have to eat. We can't go hungry, right? Lei Ming pouted and said dissatisfied. I have ready-made food here. Yi Luyun took out some dry food and distributed it to Lei Ming. Humph. I don't want to eat that garbage. Lei Ming actually got angry. Yi Luyun ignored him, put away the food, and directly took out the Thunder Origin Bead to absorb the power of thunder and lightning. He has not been idle these days. Although he has been avoiding tracking, whenever he has time, he absorbs the power of thunder and lightning. The small ball of lightning power in his body was getting stronger and bigger. After these days of continuous training, his thunder fist has finally reached its peak state. The punch was like a direct bolt of thunder and lightning. Even the third level of true energy could not withstand his punch. Because of this, the level of the governor's mansion and the mercenary martial cultivators who came to hunt them were getting higher and higher. Yi Luyun estimated that masters of the fifth level of true essence would soon come to hunt them down. This is also the reason why he doesn't dare to barbecue. Once the smell or smoke is detected, they are in trouble. Lei Ming glanced at his Thunder Origin Bead, then began to babble about his timidity, and then ran away to sulk, but Yi Luyun still noticed her eyes. Chapter 50 Thunder Dragon Monster. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yi Luyun practiced for a while and then changed places again with Lei Ming. 520 Official website. Encountering a group of weak mercenaries on the way, Yi Luyun took the initiative to deal with them, but this time he took action, using the heaven-cutting finger. His thunder fist has been cultivated to its peak state, and there is no need to practice it anymore. However, his heavenly finger needs to be improved. He has been hunted for 5 days. His schedule has been delayed, but he can't think of any good solution. He doesn't know when he will be the leader. In addition, he is annoyed by thunder every day, which makes him very angry. The attack on these mercenaries was also relatively heavy, with each finger poking at the enemy's vital points. After directly killing the mercenaries, they didn't even scratch anything, turned away, and ignored the thunder. Lei Ming also knew that he lost his temper. He stuck out his tongue and followed obediently without making any sound. After a while, Yi Luyun felt that it was safe, so he said to Lei Ming, "Let's separate here. I have to find a way to return to Wuyang City. It's more dangerous there, so don't follow me anymore." "Why are you going back to Wuyang? Aren't they arresting us?" Lei Ming asked with his big eyes blinking. He didn't understand why Yi Luyun wanted to go back and die. I have to rush to Tianyun County to participate in the competition. If I delay here any longer, I'm afraid it will be too late. Yi Luyun replied. Tianyun City. Is it fun there? Can't we just go there? Why go to Wuyang City? Lei Ming asked in confusion. I'm afraid this little girl has never been out of the house. Yi Luyun thought to himself. Tianyun City is quite far from here. We will definitely not be able to make it in time if we walk there. My schedule is delayed and I have to borrow the birds from the Royal Beast Pavilion to rush to Tianyun County City. Yi Luyun said with a frown. Okay, I'll go with you too. Let's go back now. Lei Ming said excitedly. No, let's go our separate ways. Ever since I met you, I have been unlucky. I don't want to be involved with you again. Yi Luyun quickly refused. He felt that this thunder was not simple. Not only is his identity and strength relatively mysterious, but he also often plays dumb and is particularly good at acting. He felt that if he wasn't careful, he would fall into this girl's trap. I am unlucky to meet you. Lei Ming muttered dissatisfied. I was practicing well, but who knew you would suddenly run out? Yi Luyun didn't listen carefully to what he muttered, and just said, no matter what, you can't follow me anymore. But with that said, he turned and left, but Lei Ming followed again. Yi Luyun said angrily, what exactly do you want? If you don't follow, I won't follow. Why are you yelling? Then return the Thunder Origin Pearl to me, and I won't follow you. Lei Ming said carefully. Sure enough, you are thinking about the Thunder Origin Pearl. But I can't give it to you. I have great use for this Thunder Origin Pearl. Yi Luyun refused. That Thunder Origin bead was originally mine. It's mine. Lei Ming shouted. But he stopped mid-sentence. He looked at Yi Luyun angrily. Lei Yuan Pearl already recognizes me as its master. How do you say it's yours? Yi Luyun asked curiously. If you don't believe me, ask it if it was originally mine. Lei Ming said aggrievedly. Yi Luyun immediately used his spiritual consciousness to communicate with Lei Yuanzhu. When asked, Yi Luyun was also shocked. This Thunder Origin Pearl is indeed thunderous. Moreover, Lei Yuanzhu also told him an even more shocking news. This little girl was a monster, transformed into a thunder dragon. The Thunder Origin Pearl is the origin of this thunder dragon. Without the Thunder Source bead, she would return to her original form in a month. Yi Luyun stood there dumbfounded, not knowing what to do. He actually stayed with the monster for 5 days. The so-called monsters are vicious beasts that have been cultivated to a certain level and transformed into humans, and then they are called monsters, and this little girl turned out to be a monster. Yi Luyun immediately turned on the phantom pupil, but found that his phantom pupil technique was not good enough to see the little girl's true identity. Lei Ming also discovered that he was using the phantom pupil, and said, you haven't mastered the phantom pupil technique yet, so you can't see my true form. But I can't change it for you. Without the Thunder Origin bead, I can transform back to my true form. I will never change back to my human form. This Thunder Origin bead is your original power. How come you were separated from him? Yi Luyun's tone also softened. After all, he was the one who robbed someone else's things. I have cultivated this Thunder Origin bead into consciousness, and I didn't expect anyone to snatch it away. I went out to play around, find some food, and let it absorb the power of thunder and lightning. Who knows, when I come back? You took me away. I was afraid that I couldn't beat you, so I had to follow you. Lei Ming became more and more aggrieved and was about to cry. Upon hearing this, Yi Luyun took out the Lei Yuan pearl and returned it to her. If you had told me earlier, I would have given it to you. Sorry, I didn't know it was yours, and it never told me. Lei Ming excitedly picked up the Thunder Origin bead and swallowed it directly. Then he happily rushed towards Yi Luyun and kissed him on the face to express his gratitude. Little brother, you are so kind. The thunder sounded like an oriole's cry, sweet and sweet. It should be, it's yours to begin with. Yi Luyun said awkwardly, anyway, he has already absorbed a lot of the thunder and lightning power in this thunder source bead. He should slowly accumulate the rest. He can't rob others of something so important. Okay, now that I have the thunder origin bead, I am no longer afraid of those people. Let's kill them back, shall we? Lei Ming said with a smile. What is your current strength? Yi Luyun asked. The 6th level of true energy. With my treasures, I can fight against the 8th level of true energy. Lei Ming said confidently. Yi Luyun slowly shook his head when he heard this. There must be masters in the county. Your 8th level master is not strong enough to kill you directly. You'd better leave. I'll find a way to go back on my own. Lei Ming thought for a while, if I reveal my true form, my strength can be improved by another level. Yi Luyun still shook his head. There are experts at the 6th level of true essence in Fengyang City, and there might be experts at the 9th level of true essence in Wuyang County. This risk cannot be taken, but he still asked curiously, what do you really look like? Can I see it? Lei Ming thought for a moment, then transformed into a small beast and appeared in front of Yi Luyun. The little beast had 2 horns on its head, big eyes, and a small nose. Apart from the horns, it was somewhat similar to Lei Ling's human form. It didn't look scary, and it didn't look like a ferocious beast at all. The whole body is covered with blue hair, shining with electric light. Its limbs are like a cat, but its tail is as hard and powerful as a crocodile's tail. Only the belly is white down. Yi Luyun looked at the thunder dragon beast and couldn't help but want to go up and touch it. Lei Ming also jumped directly into his arms and rolled around. Yi Luyun touched Lei Ming's soft fur and couldn't help but smile. You are so cute like this. Lei Ming blinked and said with a playful expression, then you can take me with you from now on. I have never been out. I have been practicing in Lei Ming's stream. If you take me with you, I will be able to take you into Wuyang without fighting. City. Do you really have a way? Yi Luyun asked. Yi Luyun put her down and she turned into a human form again. Of course. This girl is so smart, how can she have trouble with me? Lei Ming puffed up his chest and said proudly. Don't hold on, it's not that big to begin with. Yi Luyun hit her and said, if you have a way, why didn't you tell me earlier? Tell me about it. If the method is feasible, I can consider taking you with me. You, Lei Ming looked down at himself and couldn't say anything to refute. He had no choice but to say, you must keep your word. You will also give me barbecue in the future.